Namaskar. I shall be talking today about the Girmit history and the significance of museums. I would like very much the topic to be a conversation, so others who've had experience with setting up Girmit museums or galleries, research centers, can talk about their journeys and where they're at now. So the two topics I'll be talking about are the collections development policy and the library resource center. The Girmit Museum, when we speak about it, is we are looking at both the physical and online aspects. And the collection development policy, which is basically a guide to shaping the museum's collection, the Girmit Museum being cultural custodianship, with a source of knowledge, ideas, stories, and memories to inspire, educate, and inform the community and visitors to contribute to preservation of the Girmitiya history. The purpose of policy, well, it is good museum practice in line with the ethical codes of the museum's history, and there's information for donors, so they know how their artifacts are being treated. And it is a public document, so it is available on the GGI website. It is a work in progress at this stage. So a bit about acquisitions, which will come in the form of donations, bequests, purchases, commissions, exchanges. The provenance artifacts, the history part, the stories, the dates, who used the artifact and what for what purpose, are all very important aspects of the artifact, and they go hand in hand. The types of artifacts collected will be anything from documents, statues, paintings, 3D artifacts. Some criteria for the selection are relevance. How does the artifact relate to the purpose of the museum, and how is it significant to what we're trying to establish with the museum? Is it a rare piece? What is the condition of the artifact? Will it need restoration, for instance? Is there enough storage space for a significant sized artifact? How will the artifact be displayed? Will it need custom-made cupboards, or will it be hung on a wall? Duplication, will we collect duplicates, and what will we do with them? Very importantly, also, is the legal ownership and the deed of gift, which will need to be signed. So has the donor got the rights to actually donate the artifact? There are many themes that the collection will be done under, such as journey and settlement. So the journey on the ships and where people settled. In Fiji, the people's daily lives, their families, their daily chores, farming and various equipment, food and cooking, how people improvise in Fiji when they couldn't find ingredients and produce that they were used to, clothing and jewelry on a daily basis, as well as special occasions, music and musical instruments, religious observances, rituals, and holy books, and how people contributed to the community and national life. A little bit about care and conservation. Once the artifacts are received, they are labeled, and as much detail as we have are recorded in a register or catalogue. So details, as I've mentioned earlier, such as who owned the piece, who and what they used it for, approximate dates, and so on. We will also be looking at collaborating with other Girmit museums and related organizations, libraries, research centers for mutual benefits such as exchanges. Currently, the library holds between 800 and 1,000 items, and these have been personal donations. We've got a similar amount due to arrive. Pre-COVID, library was operational. There were students there for research and study. Students could receive tutorials. And there were programs for seniors, such as how to use mobile phones. Once we're open, and in the future, we'd like to see other activities, such as perhaps mobile library and museum service to the nearby villages and schools, so the children can get hands-on experience on what Girmit life was like. Also, events such as poetry reading, author events would also be a feature, as well as being a source of community information, such as in the present-day COVID situation. And the resource centre being slightly different to a traditional library, which had printed material. So the resource centre catering very much for the needs of the community, such as academics, high school history students, visitors, and so on, and a collection of multimedia documentaries made on Fiji. We do have some filmmakers who are doing this sort of work, so managing those and other multimedia. Obviously, there's going to be a strong emphasis on electronic resources, so journals and other related databases, as well as books. And virtual history and exhibitions also will be part of the role the library plays. And the online presence certainly will be significant, as many of the people who are Girmit descendants from Fiji are living abroad. And so this will be certainly, perhaps the online presence will be earlier than the physical presence of the museum library centre. In concluding, I'll share a couple of images. The left one, the white bookstore, was taken at Mona in Hobart, Tasmania, just before the New South Wales lockdown. And the suggestion is there from the artist is the books that have never been read. And the image on the right is taken at a local Sydney public library, Green Square, which is a library that has won many architectural awards. And this is in the multimedia section. So you see that circular, the yellow circular configuration, and often you will see children sitting there reading or having a snooze. So that concludes my session on the Library Resource Centre and Collections Development Policy.